everybody, good morning. This is Jean here, and it is a very, very good morning. I'm coming to you from our new home on a glorious, beautiful, sunny day. It has been raining the last few days, stories to tell about that. But I just wanted to thank you all, and I mean all, because my last video, I had gotten quite a few thousands and thousands of comments and views from my last video from people that I am not normally acquainted with. I have this loyal following of subscribers who comment so lovely, my lovely YouTube friends, about the last several years of our plight, the Truelove family's travails and troubles. But the tide has changed. As you know, my last video, we have found a home. We are getting settled in our new home. Again, if you are new here, I'll bring you up to speed. Just about 2.5 years ago, my husband and I sold our family home of nearly 3 decades, where we raised had the opportunity to go into one of our son's rental properties, a beautiful 4-bedroom home on 5 acres of wooded land. It was lovely. We enjoy living in the country. The downsizing situation was very difficult. I had to get rid of about half of my collections. I like to say it. I'm a controlled hoarder. I like my things. That was a very difficult move, but we did it. We did it because of necessity. And we had thought the move to our son's beautiful property was going to be it. He thought it was going to be it. I documented the remaking of the little bridge that had the little creek. Yeah, you guys know, the little creek and the flood. We were there for 18 months. And on September the 1st of 2021, Hurricane Ida had spurned, we're in Pennsylvania, had spurned, oh, I hope you can hear this because of the wind, but Hurricane Ida had spurned tornadoes, and 2 tornadoes touched down on our property. We live with our youngest son, Maxwell, who's autistic, has epilepsy. My husband and I crouched down in the home, and the tornadoes tore up trees, and the trees fell on my husband's car, totaled it. We escaped with our lives. The river was coming up, the power lines were down, the trees were down. We had to chainsaw our way out of a disaster, truly disaster. And we were fortunate and blessed enough to be able to go to our son's home, where we had a lovely little 2-room basement apartment. Very, very nice, safe, warm. We were taken care of beautifully. Truly, truly were. Again, I hope the wind doesn't make too much noise. We had to literally regroup for a good 6 months or so, and then because of the trauma and the drama of the moves, and then the hurricane and everything that went on, trying to regroup and with our son and make the best of it, because we were blessed. But we were about 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, we're finally like, okay, we gotta get going here. We decided to purchase a home as opposed to renting another home. We've been homeowners all the time. We've been married. We were married for 41 years on May the 1st, and we were moving in on May the 1st, or we were settling and moving in on May the 1st. The beautiful birds. This is in our backyard, my backyard. I'll show you. So we moved in. We are moving in, as I was saying in my last video, piecemeal. We're doing this because of all of the items that were left in the home we lived in. Half of our items were destroyed in the flood. Our basement got 7 foot of water in it and spilled over onto the 1st floor. So we lost those possessions. Very, very traumatic. I did make a video about that. I had a bit of a meltdown. But our belongings were taken to 4 different places actually. Our friend's garage, and into storage, and into our son's place, and we bought a shipping container. at the property where we lived in, So my fabrics and my sewing machines were saved, and our computers were saved on the day. We are now here. We purchased this home, and I just want to tell you a tiny little bit. And as I said in the last video, we never presumed to ask for a dream home. I repeat myself, but the world is in such a state, and we had looked at, our daughter-in-law is our realtor, and she gave birth the next day. She was 9+ months pregnant, looking at houses. We saw half a dozen houses, and on I believe it was a Monday, she had made a 9 o'clock appointment for a home that was about 20 minutes from here, about 12-15 minutes away from our other son's homes, up in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, on an 1.5 acres of property. We like land. It was beautiful. The land was beautiful. In the lovely countryside. The home was less than beautiful. It really was. It was very much less than beautiful. However, we weren't desperate, but we were quite desperate to have a home. And Maxwell, Ian and I, it was a joint decision. We were looking at the home, and it was adequate. It had 3 bedrooms and a smaller room downstairs for a tiny little sewing room. We would have had to have sold everything, most everything, except our bed and our computers and a desk. And a few bits of fabric. We really would have had to have sold most everything in order to be in this home. It was nice. It had a 2-car garage and a shed. And it was about 9:30, and we were going to make an offer. We said, okay, this is it. We told our daughter-in-law, Sarah, and what had happened is I had shown Sarah this home that we were living in. I had shown her the, well, obviously she had all of the blurb because she's a realtor, and it was just so beautiful, and I'm like, well, here, it was about 9:30, she said, well, actually, before you pull the trigger on this home here, why don't I made an appointment for 10:30 to go see that other house, and I'm like, oh, wow, like that lovely home, you know, okay. And it was slightly higher in price, but my husband said, okay, well, let's go see it. And we had seen the pictures online, and as I showed you before, it was just glorious. Anyway, we went to see this home. We walked in, and my husband said, this is home. This is home. And Sarah smiled. She said, I knew it. Anyway, after some negotiations, we purchased the home, had a 30-day closing. It was stressful beyond, but it was quite straightforward, and we purchased the home. But because of the situation, we had to move in just slightly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to be putting up, I'm not going to be putting up pictures of the entirety in its beauty because it's not there yet. We are unpacking here and unpacking there and packing here. And I'm telling you, you have to say a few prayers for our Maxwell and Ian. We have been moving ourselves because that was our response. That was our load. We weren't a burden on anyone. The smaller stuff, I should say, and hauling. It has 3 floors. Maxwell's on the top floor. He is thrilled. He is happy. It looks a very large home, and it is, but the porch makes it large. I keep saying that. It is the most economical floor plan. You go up on you go up the stairs to a small landing, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. There's no hallways. It's the floor plan is made the most of the space in the home. Has a little back staircase, which I'll show you. The stairs are dog leg, and we have thought about if the stairs ever get too much for my husband or me, we can have the whole downstairs, the beautiful pocket doors between the rooms, and we can put a small stall shower. Our children are all builders, and they could build that for us. So we have thought about that, but for now, we're getting exercise. I sat around for the last 2 years doing nothing because of the pandemic. A lot of you can relate. And not getting exercise. It's wonderful. We have a manageable little backyard. The boys were like, don't you want a wood stove? We've always had a wood stove. We've always cut wood. And it was because our two homes, although they were lovely, our family home was beautiful. We've always had wood stove and fireplace and fires. And we're like, no, we've been there, done that. I'm done cutting wood, hauling wood. It was because this home is it's natural gas with the old-fashioned radiators. It's so warm. So warm, and it's a moist warm, you know. It's just a lovely, lovely. It's just so wonderful. We're warm and we're cozy. So we're not there yet. We have a lot of work to do, again, because we only have so much energy. But all of our children came up trumps, and as I was saying before, I won't cry this time because I'm happy, happy, happy. Our 10 children have made it possible to purchase this home. They have been beyond wonderful. They're like, Mom and Dad, you need a home. They all agreed. We weren't like retirement village people, you know, that's awesome for other people, but this has been so wonderful, and we are truly, truly happy, just beyond happy. We have been sharing that with our friends on YouTube, and it's just been wonderful. So I am going to be putting up some pictures of the process of doing the house right now. We are in the middle of packing, we are in the middle of moving, trying to get our bed. I have a king-size 4-poster bed. This is a 112-year-old home. Didn't go up the stairway. Poor Ian and Maxwell. We had to wait for our boys. I'll put pictures up. Thank goodness for strong boys and grandchildren. Oh my word. And my husband. And my husband deals with windows. You know, he's a window, he does window film. He knows, he said, oh, I can pop these windows out. I'm like, okay. They went up on the roof. But again, I wanted to thank you so much for following this journey. And you understand that I'm setting up my little sewing rooms. I have 2 of them. There are quite a lot of my fabrics in the containers are in the basement. And our one son walked down into the basement, and he's in insurance, and this is a 110-year-old house, sort of up on a rise. And he said, this basement's never flooded. And I said, that was the first thing, because you know me and storms and water. I'm like, water everywhere. And it was so traumatic, but he's like, Mom, this is such a good house, such a good house. So it is on a busy road. Saturday and Sunday, it's awesome. Monday, and this is Monday morning, we have a school zone. So I'm just gonna turn it around. Hopefully, I don't know what we're looking at. Maybe you can see there's a traffic over there. That is our lovely home. This is our lovely little backyard. We've just got some old patio furniture out from our other home. But yeah, the road is over there, but this is the glorious view. I'll show you that we look out. There's a beautiful farm. The neighbors are so friendly. Maureen across the way, she came and introduced herself, made us a beautiful, lovely pumpkin bread. That's so nice. And then Lorraine down the road, hey Lorraine, she came, and I'm not a gardener. I raised 10 kids. I can't raise plants, right? So she came, and there was 4 baskets of empty baskets, hanging baskets, and I love the look, but I don't have the energy. She said, oh, can I plant your baskets out? I'm like, yes. It's the Pope Catholic. Of course you can plant my baskets out. You want to come do the garden? And it's a shame because there's raised garden beds, and the gentleman who lived here, who was a lovely chap, he's like, there's raspberries and blueberries and chard and broccoli, and I'm like, oh, and our 2 daughters and in-laws and our daughter came, they're gardeners. They're like, oh wow, Mom, it's like awesome. And I'm like, I know, I'll open a can of beans. I'm not a gardener, but maybe we'll get into it. Maybe. So anyway, again, I just wanted to thank you guys and apprise you of our situation. I'm not quilting yet. We are done in. We are tired, but we are very, very happy, and our children and our grandchildren yet again came up trumps, and they had we weren't there, but they had a get together to see the new babies. You know that Bjorn and Stella and our daughter-in-laws, and then my dear Ying, our lovely friend with Matilda and Margot, they all got together. So I had to put a picture up because I think you guys know them and appreciate that, and that we're sharing. It's just so lovely, and we are so happy, and we are so blessed. And like I said, we haven't been happy, and we've been grateful and blessed, but really truly happy that the prayers and the way this has happened miraculously, our Jehovah God has looked after us so beautifully with a want. We had a need, but we got a want. We have been rewarded and blessed with the most beautiful want. There's no major issues with this old home because, oh, old homes, there's nothing major. Little tiny things, which my husband is in his glory. He's fixing hinges on doors and making, the squeaks go away. He's just in his glory because that's what he does. You'll see. I had not slept very well, and we look at, I'll put a picture of out of the bedroom what I wake up to. The one window, the other windows are traffic, but actually everybody says, oh, you get used to that, which we actually really have. I made my vintage tablecloth quilt for a king size bed. It doesn't fit my king size bed. I put it on. It doesn't hang off. So my husband said the first thing you have to do is you have to make a big king size quilt. And I'm like, you can make a king size quilt. I'm going to sew more squares together once I get my sewing room set up. But I will be sharing that with you guys as it goes along, and as we have the energy. As you can tell, this is a massive, huge job. It took me 42 shipping boxes of fabric that are in the basement stored safely up on shelves. I have to go through everything. I have a plan, actually. I won't be using all my fabric in my lifetime, so I have a plan. I might be selling some, actually, making maybe fat quarters out of it. Maxwell is like, oh yeah, he'll help me, and I saw somebody on Facebook doing that. So that might be coming up in the near future, or the future. I'm not sure if it's near. But again, I'll put some pictures up. I'll picture some up of our work in progress. The porch looked beautiful for about a day, and now it's a mess. It has everything on it. But you get the idea of our lovely home. And again, thank you for sharing our journey. And I hope you enjoy the pictures. of us. And as always, 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 truly, truly, to my friends out there in YouTube land. And my new subscribers, thank you so very much. It's all so very helpful to us. Even now, we just bought a house. But thank you again, and love from the Trueloves. Bye-bye.